Welcome to Night Freaks, where we interview DJs, producers, nightlife industry workers, and everyone in between. You can find us on Instagram at night.freaks and Spotify and YouTube at Night Freaks. I hope you enjoy this episode and please keep listening. What's up, everybody? Today I'm sitting down with Amir Stephens, better known around LA as Swing Gang, a DJ and one of the driving forces behind the collective and event series Sun.Sets. Amir's been steadily building a name for himself through his deep, groove-heavy sound and the community vibe that Sun.Sets brings to the city. We're going to talk about how he first got into DJing and electronic music, what inspired the Sun.Sets project, how he approaches playing sets around the city, and the challenges and wins that come with running a party in LA. I'm really excited for this one, so let's get into it. Amir, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. It's Halloween season, and
oh yeah.
Yeah, it's Halloween season. If you're a DJ,
yeah, man,
you get it. It's like, or even not a DJ, you're just like somebody who enjoys going out a lot during Halloween, and you live in LA. Maybe New York's the same way, but it is cracking out here. Almost.
Oh yeah.
Like, get all your fucking Halloween outfits from before and just start using them because they're gonna have that many parties. I love it. It's my favorite time of the year. So yeah, I'm dealing with that in a good way.
Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse, you know.
Yes, sir.
Well, yeah, man. So I really like to start these interviews out, kind of just with like a little background about you, what got you into DJing, like just a lot of these other things that really led you to the point that you are now. So yeah, if you just want to give us like a little background on you and your DJing and stuff, like I'd love to hear it.
Absolutely. So I got into DJing. Honestly, 2020. I'm a pandemic DJ, man. Pandemic baby DJ. And I've always been into music like a lot of DJs, but this is something that I've often referred to, or this analogy when people have asked me that, or I'm like, it's like a tall person like in high school, and then the coach is like, "Hey, you play ball, son?" Oh, I never even. What's the ball? Or I guess the more apropos would be like, I've played ball, but never professionally, or never tried to practice or get better. My father, he was a big DJ, not DJ guy, but big music fellow in general, like thousands of vinyls all over growing up. Frequently try to put me on a new shit. Would frequently tell me what I'm listening to is derivative of something else, which at the time, ouch.
But yeah, right?
You're like, oh, wow, this motherfucker was right, dog. Like, everything is literally derivative of something else.
Yeah.
He is original. And I think a lot of that comes from, him growing up in New York in the 70s in the Bronx, and a lot of that stuff, a lot of, music was born in those areas back then. Right. So I feel really lucky to just have that kind of in me. And I also, I always kind of forget about my mother's side of things, but she told me that my grandpa picked up my grandma with a gramophone, which I'm like,
word.
Yeah, I'm like 90% sure what that is, but
yo, that's crazy.
With the horn,
yeah, you turn it. It's like before vinyl, before all that, bro.
Exactly. Yeah. My grandpa was able to crank that way before Soulja Boy.
Damn, grandpa was on it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's like I always say this: like, music is a cheat code to a certain degree, because it really can, like, it could change how you are feeling.
Right.
Like, absolutely.
For sure.
And so for me, starting DJing was very, very like hand in glove fit. At a certain point, I think in 2020, you had nothing but time to sit down. And so I was, watching a lot of DJ sets, and, I've been going out in LA, a lot of after hours stuff, but a lot of just house music places in general. Midnight Lovers, Certified Groovers, The Basement's another great one. I used to do Overpass back in the day. Shout out Purple 33. A bunch of different places. And anyways, during the pandemic, youthful hubris kicked in, and I was like, man, I'm seeing a lot of these mixes. I'm going out, and man, like, these people don't know, like, just like the basics, like 101 beat matching. That's it. That is, like, I don't even need to be a DJ to know. Like, I know what I like to hear. That's what everybody else likes to hear. That's what we all listen to. and that's why they do the thing. And it really just came down to a point where I'm like, you know what? I think I can do this better, and I always feel like I should get the aux cord. Like straight up every party, anytime. I'm not hurt by it, but like if something's going on and someone's playing music and I have someone who knows me who's nearby, they're like, "Yo, why aren't you playing music right now?" And I'm like, "That's a good question.
That's a good question.
That's right. That's a good question. So I kind of got tired of hearing that, and I decided to start playing the music.
Oh yeah.
So I it's been such a great journey to just like feeling like, fuck, man, like this is what I'm supposed to be doing this whole time. Like I was acting, modeling, all this other different stuff, and I'm like, I was content, but like I always felt like I'm not supposed to be doing this. Like I am not calling people who do the squares, but I'm not one of them.
Right.
And it's just always been pretty evident, and I tried my best to get into that sort of position, and I couldn't commit to it. And this is something that I wake up and do without anybody fucking asking me. And I think
Right.
that's what everyone should do if they can, when they're thinking about a career.
Hell yeah. So, right, like leading on from that, well, like coming up through the pandemic, like just really starting, I feel like there's a lot of people now that are kind of in that same boat where it was like, and not even just with that, but just with a bunch of other different hobbies, if you want to call them. Like so many people picked up new things or, stuff that they'd never done. And not everyone stuck with it, but a lot of people did and continue to do it. So I think that's really cool. But coming out of the pandemic and like really coming back to what I guess society is now, like what were some of those challenges that you faced, like starting that career here after the pandemic, like not playing before, like what was that like and how did you manage that?
It's a great question. Honestly, it. I guess I'll say this: like, everything was changing kind of conveniently for
Sure.
people to conveniently in quotes, because if you're a working DJ before this, that this shit sucked, right? You're like, damn, man, like, who am I gonna play for?
Where my money at? Yeah.
Exactly. So honestly, like the pandemic, like it forced a lot of people to go inside and start doing these DJ videos. A big inspiration, which will be a great segue into Sunsets. For me at least, is and always has been since I started DJing, was book club radio. They're somebody, a group of people, Tinzo and Jojo, that they just, I mean, I feel like their first video was like in a park. They didn't even have a DJ table. I'm pretty sure they had like a mini stand, but they were like sitting Indian style and mixing.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, that's so fucking dope, man. Like, that's super simple, super dope. And what they turned that into is something super, just really unique. And obviously, there's a bunch of these DJ videos, DJ collectives doing videos now.
Yeah,
One
for
of them
sure.
as well.
Like, yeah, you gotta be now.
You gotta be now, absolutely. But I do feel like it's really helpful, obviously, in terms of getting your audience out there. But for me, it's like it's almost like game tape, you know. And like I'm very self-deprecating, so I do a lot of the editing for Sunsets. And man, I love laughing at myself because I know what I'm thinking in certain moments, and you mess up or something happens, and I'm just like, wow, look at you. And that's honestly, and then as well as being able to see the ongoings of the party and stuff like that, because sometimes just like you might physically be present, but you're not mentally there.
Sure.
When it comes to just all the things that are going on, and being able to see all the people at the party in another light while editing and seeing myself and other people, that shit has been fun, hilarious, all the things, all the things that you want out of any sort of enjoyment. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I fucking answered your question. I've never through the pandemic, starting as a baby DJ during that time. I honestly was like, I was really content. Like, I'm not somebody who rushes the process. Like, I'm not, and this could just be personality based, ADHD based, but I am not, like, the way it works with me, it's like, I'm very, like, I try to let things not go by the wayside, but I'm like, I read the room, take the temperature of things, and I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I'm going to slide on in there. I'm not gonna just try to like rush in there because I honestly really respect the craft. If I'm being real, like and the idea of me sounding bad really upsets me. And my girl, we're like, no one cares. And I'm like, I
Yeah.
know.
But I care.
But I do. And it's like, so for me, it was really easy for me to like kind of just like wait. When I first started, if I'm being honest, 2020 is when I started watching DJ videos, Crossfader, Phil Harris, Carlo Antio, I forgot his name if I'm not mistaken, but a bunch of different DJ videos or whatever. And then I do TV and film, and I'm a set dresser. My production designer I was working for, she found a fucking, I think it was like the Serato DDJ SB3, the standalone 2-channel joint, and she just gave it to me for free. I wanted to pay for it. She's like,
Oh
no,
yeah.
good. And that was 2022. That's when I actually physically started DJing. Like I was doing virtual DJ and listening to every fucking Boiler Room mix that they had, because that to me that's a really good way of finding out like this is what it's supposed to sound like every time. Like there isn't like you're not gonna discover anything new here. You're not gonna change the game. There's a time and place for that. But in the beginning, you gotta do what everyone else is doing to understand how to get to the other places you want to get to.
Sure.
So I felt like honestly, it was 2022 happened, and I honestly used to start telling everybody I was DJ and I'm down to spin, whether it be at a friend's parties. I was doing a lot of parties at first. Once you decide, they don't start calling you. Like it's crazy. They still don't call you actually right now. But it's honestly like to me, I love the process.
Right.
Like I was, I'm still doing the same job I was doing before, but I feel like I was a little bit more aimless because I had another career idea in mind that I wasn't necessarily in love with anymore. And this is something that I'm like, I am down with the shits. Like whatever we got to do the thing that we got to do. That is what I'm down to do when it comes to DJing.
Right.
So for me, it's been really fun to do that.
Yeah, I think that's a really good thought process on everything too, and just like being open, doing whatever comes your way and just continuing to keep pushing through, and like we'll get into later, making a space for yourself, to just like, you don't have to do it for anyone. Like you can make the party yourself. So yeah, I mean, that's definitely something we'll talk about. But where did Swing Gang come from? Like how'd you come up with that?
Swing Gang, so back to like my job, I work in TV and film in the art department. Let's go, 44. That's so gang. And I'm not 44 years old. I've gotten that a lot whenever I say that for some reason. But it's basically, it's usually often, if I'm not mistaken, with movies, because movies and commercials and TV, sometimes the call sheets are different and yada yada yada. But basically, long story short, Swing Gang was always basically people who were going to be on set, or they're going to be doing construction, or kind of putting back together the set that was that had just been shot. So those people who were doing both were called Swing Gang.
Okay.
And I had a homie, I'll shout my boy out, Nick Cordery. He great musician. He was the first person like 10, 12 years ago. He just sent it to us in a text like, hey, Swing Gang, we're doing X, Y, Z. And I was like, man, I like the sound of that. That sounds great, man. and then, yeah, just like when I wanted to start DJing, I was like, dude, Swing Gang. There we go. Fucking it.
I don't know what I expected you to say, but that was like not it at all. I thought it was gonna be something like, I don't know, just something like not that. Like
so the real reason why I'm called Swing Gang is because I'm actually part of a large group of swingers, and we play in this big upside down pineapple. It's called the 69.
Oh my god, bro, that's hilarious.
I did my TikTok, my first TikTok I think I made, and maybe the one I still have. It was Swing Gang 69, and I thought it was funny when I was high, and wow, man, it is annoying. Upside down pineapples I've gotten. The stupid games.
Oh, bro.
And Swing Gang.
Oh, that's fucking funny. Well, okay, let's keep going here. I got some more questions kind of just about like your style, what you like to play, why you like to play it, stuff like that. So, how would you personally describe like your sound and what elements like you try to bring every time that you do play?
I honestly always I struggle with this, but only because like of the box we talked about earlier. It's like
Sure.
I don't even want to put myself in a box. It's like, dude, just say the thing, you know. But I would say for sure, I always like my mom. Like I'm Jamaican, my mom's Jamaican, and I always try to bring an element of some sort of Afro Caribbean, even Afro Latin vibes to my sound. You know, every now and then I'll just play some like straight up and down fucking house bangers, but for the most part, like I gotta get some sauce on that thing.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I gotta get some sauce on that thing.
so you know, I always got to add that, and then you know, it's honestly kind of a mixture of both my folks and their ancestry. It's like
Oh yeah.
I usually try to play some sort of Afro Latin, Afro Caribbean stuff, and or hip hop influence stuff. Like it always leads back to that in some way, whether that just be the actual original tracks or more than likely an edit that
Yep.
sounds dope. You know? But I can't lie. The more recently, I am a bit of a sponge. Like I've realized this about myself. Like if I go to the right show and I hear the right genre that I don't really spend too much,
Yeah.
fall in love with that thing that night.
Yeah.
And then put it in my veins the next morning.
I feel you, bro. Sometimes I hear some shit and I'm like, damn, that's all I want to listen to. Like, give me more stuff that sounds like this. And I'm like, yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
man. So, but yeah. I try to keep it light and fun. You know, I've realized more and more that there's a time and place for everything, and it's like, you know, you have your specific sound, obviously, but you know, the whole point is for other people to dance.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can get caught up in your own, you know, you brought food to the potluck and ain't nobody eating the mac and cheese. It's like, bro, people are eating, man. Don't worry
Yeah.
about eating your mac and cheese. Make sure they eat. Make sure everything is comfortable and fine. And that's what I want with my music. It's just like I've had times where like I think I might have mentioned to you before, like I recently where I had an event and I was 2 songs deep and I was thinking, yo, I'm gonna take these people on a magical carpet ride. It's gonna be beautiful, baby. And they weren't fucking with that shit, bro.
Yeah.
They were not fucking with it, period. And I was like, damn, like, all right. Let me just go X real quick and find my joints, you know? And I had to, like, to me, it's like, reel them back in, baby. Hurry up before the boat tips over.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I did, you know? And honestly, it felt, I hadn't had that in a long time. And that felt fucking amazing. Like, that control, like, even like just loosening the grip and then just bringing him back in. Man, dude, that was close, you know. But like, it's seeing you have the power to do that makes you always remember you have the power to do that.
Yeah.
To me, it's kind of like in your dreams. It's like I remember, I think my brother told me this when I was younger. He's like, "Oh yeah, like you know, you can do whatever you want in your dreams." And I was like, "What? You can do whatever you want in your dreams?" I'm like, "Oh shit, I didn't know that." And it just like it literally changes everything. You're like, oh
Yeah.
man, James dog, I'm gonna start flying everywhere, bro. Like fuck it. Like I've been doing all this bullshit. I'm gonna start flying. I didn't know. I was walking in my dream. And to me, just getting the ability to expand your mind, whether how silly or ridiculous or actually informative it is, to me, it's like the point is never limiting yourself.
Yeah.
Always feeling like, you know what, man? Like this night's not over. Like they didn't like this. Well, let's see what the next one is.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, and I think, you know, always that's funny. That's a good way to tie everything together and just really like, you know, show how it really you can just keep pushing and keep doing you. And, you know, in the couple of times that I have seen you play, it always seems like you have some kind of funk in there and some kind of, you know, secret little sauce on there. And yeah, man, it's just always got good drums, like always a good time. And I feel like you spice it up with a little bit of everything. Yeah, so since you know we'll get into a little bit of Sunsets, we'll probably touch some more, you know, on your DJing and stuff like that. But so with Sunsets, what's your favorite time to play? Because like, you know, it's centered around the sunset, right? So what's your favorite time to play there? Like, or just in general, like what do you like, afternoon, night, early morning? Like what's the vibe?
I think I mean, I think I'll speak for everybody who's DJing at Sunsets, and it's definitely the Sunset. I'll tell you what, as a booker, it's definitely the Sunset. But to me, it makes the most sense. Like that's why they call it Magic Hour.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like which close second for the name of this thing. But it's true. It truly feels like that sometimes, though. It's obviously dependent upon so many different things that a person might be going through, but it's really hard to be mad during a fucking sunset.
This is true.
So for me, it's like that's a great time, and I also love playing at night as well.
Yeah.
Just because you can add more elements. Like I try not to strip away too many things in a way where like, again, man, this thing I'm probably gonna mention so many different weird analogies.
No, I like him.
But I'm thinking of like it's like eggs and bacon or breakfast food.
Sure.
It's like but the food,
yeah.
And so I feel like sometimes for me, I can go into this, go into a set at night or maybe midday and think like, all right, I want to appeal to the element that we're at. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But sometimes it's like, man, fuck that. We're having breakfast for dinner, baby. It's something I gotta get like snap out. I'm like, hold on, man, no. We're gonna have drums at night. We're gonna have drums during the day. Like, everyone's getting it. We're getting full off this shit.
Everybody getting it.
That's right. So I feel like honestly, like I really try to like. I mean, obviously, we all want as DJs and as people who play music in general, we want the time that has the most amount of people, or at least
the
amount of people that you can at least convince to come your way, even if they're not dancing. I'm like, I kind of love people starting off not dancing, and I'm like, I'm that bait, I'm luring them in a little bit, song by song, or seeing someone get ready to leave, and I'm like, watch this. I guarantee you will not fucking leave after I play this. You will give your bathroom break 5 more minutes because you're bored. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, like I really don't have, I don't have a favorite time outside of like I love a sunset set. I love a midnight set. Specifically, like a New Year's or something like that. That's always dope. But I can't lie, man. Like I am still just as thirsty to just play whenever. I feel like
don't matter.
Yeah, don't matter. Because to me, I'm like, like whatever's happening, I want to make sure that people stop thinking about whatever's happening and start thinking about what's happening here. Like that challenge, I love. And honestly, sometimes it's like, if no one's listening to you, if you don't feel like anyone's listening to you, make a fucking mix. Like, okay, cool, dude. I'm making a mix right now. I'm gonna. No one cares about what music I'm playing. We'll see.
Yeah.
We will see who cares about what now. Okay?
Oh my god, bro, you're cracking me up. Yeah, so I guess a little more about Sunsets. Like, tell me kind of a little bit more about like the origin story, how, when, why, just a little more background about it.
So Sunsets kind of started, and if you ever have Aaron on here, hopefully he contradicts everything I'm saying. But I'm going to just give you my interpretation. I feel like it kind of like, it kind of always, the essence of Sunsets was our friend group. And, Aaron's been a DJ for a minute, amazing fucking DJ, like legitimately one of my favorite DJs. I used to fucking hate going after Aaron. And it wasn't like I felt like anyone said anything. I just believe that Aaron is so good that I'm like, oh my god, dude, this motherfucker, like, damn. But like, it was always fun, and I feel like it's kind of just like our friend group. Really, we have a bunch of talented people, not just DJs, but people in different facets. And we were throwing parties in Elysian Park before this, but not necessarily like in the same vein, but just kind of like. Just because we wanted to throw a party and we could. And just kind of realizing like, man, we would love to make a DJ series out of this. But more importantly, we would love to give ourselves, give our friends, give, Eastside LA a place to fucking kick it that's not $60 and you're crammed in a fucking in a packed disco like a sardine. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, like that, like it has become that everywhere in LA. No matter really like who you're going to, you got to kind of just deal with it.
Right.
You know, so for me now, I'm kind of like, where can I go that is more chill? Where can I go that is not trying to sell shit to me 24/7?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's kind of my idea of what we're trying to get done. And I mean, Angel's Point, like seeing that shit. I mean, Aaron scoped it out. Seeing that Aaron Hatch, he's the co-founder of Sun.Sets.LA, homie. He scoped out that spot, and it was just like, yo, let's do it. And then, honestly, we weren't, if I'm not mistaken, initially, like I had no idea what we were in store for. I didn't think anything of like, I knew we have a dope group of friends and stuff, but
Sure.
like, you know, like in my head, number one, it was like it's Sunday, so I was like,
you're right.
Dog, like that's my resting day. Like, like damn, like so what am I doing now when I'm hungover from Saturday?
Right.
You know?
Right. Right back into it.
You know, but like honestly, like Angel's Point kind of like for being 1,000% honest, Angel's Point in itself was like a baked in tourist attraction to a certain degree.
Sure.
And unlike like similar to a bar almost, like when you have people cycling in and out of a bar if you're DJing there, this felt a little bit different just because, you know, a lot of people aren't expecting to come across what they're coming across.
Yeah.
You know, like they're on a hike or some shit, or they're like, oh, I'm gonna go out for a nice quiet day and paint. It's like, hey, you can still paint, man.
It ain't gonna be quiet though.
You know, and honestly, like I say that in jest mostly because, like, number one, there's other quiet places around. You know, it's a big ass park, and I don't want to disturb your peace or anything like that. But I do feel like a lot of people, you know, they're yearning for a space to honestly just like to really vibe out, even if it's not dancing, even if it's just communion with other people. I haven't seen somebody in a minute. You know, hey, let's meet up at Sunsets this weekend and let's just kick it. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, like even having stuff like that shit to me is more valuable than anything that we could get paid. You know, because it's just not as much as I love that. I've realized for myself, I don't pick jobs that pay well. So I'm like, no, like I was an actor before this, and now I'm a DJ. I'm like, I ain't trying to make money, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
Like, you know, so for me, it's like you got to actually enjoy this shit. And to me, it really feels good to just not be one of those artist collectives or DJ collectives or party groups or whatever that is just throwing it in your face and not really worried about the community as much. Really just kind of like more style than substance.
Right.
And I think man, that to me is really hard to find. And I feel like we do that well.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's really, there's a lot of people like that are just kind of chilling, kind of like what you said, like bring a blanket or bring a little, you know, whatever it is. And so we'll set it up, have a couple bevs and bring some snacks and just kind of post up. And so I think it's cool. I think it's really different than, you know, anything that is really out here. Cause I mean, you have clubs, you have whatever, you have a lot of afters, you have so many afters, but like, it's just like, there's not really a space to be, you know, just chilling. Like, it just seems very go, whether it is the club, whether it is the afters, like everything is always pumping, like it's always moving, like, and this just feels a lot slower. And I feel like it's also does a good job, or you guys do a good job of mixing in different artists or different genres and different music. Like, it's not all house. Definitely. It's not all whatever techno. It's not all funk. You know, it's a little bit of everything. And I think everyone brings a little, you know, slice of different variation to the mix. And I think that is one of the things that is just great. And I think it's very obscure here, and I think it's great and it's awesome, and it's just keeps growing, and it seems like every time there's more people. But I know you said that you were one of the co-founders. So what's like what's your role? What are you doing? Like, you said you're booking too. So like, yeah, what are you mainly doing, and what is Aaron doing? Like, how does that
I
get
would
divvied up?
say I'm doing the editing as far as the YouTube video series. Aaron's still helping me out with that. He's like setting me up and like with like I don't know what the word is, like the colorization. I don't know. I
Yeah,
am not 1,000% technical. But if you give me if you give me a fucking, a list of ingredients, I can make something. So
sure.
that's how I look at it. Everything's with food, this guy. I'm not even hungry. I just ate. But yeah, so I do that, do the booking, some marketing to a certain degree, but I think yeah, just outside of that, me and Aaron combine at the hip for logistics and not day to day stuff, but I guess week to week. But
Sure.
but yeah, I would say Aaron is such a huge part of it. I definitely wouldn't be able to do it without him, just
Yeah.
because I mean, number one, Aaron is definitely one of the smartest people I know in general. But with music, there's so much care that comes from him in terms of just like really yearning for just that real man. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like he's a little bit older than us, and he's been more tired of of the LA stuff than I mean, if I could speak for him, just because it's like if you go out in LA, it's just you're getting like you're getting a simulation of what they think a good time is, as opposed to just a good time.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like we're living in The Sims sometimes, where we go out, dude. Nobody was dancing, everyone was on their fucking phone, or hugging a wall, and drinks were crazy expensive. Like
Yeah.
shit. I'm like,
Yeah.
no. That vibe is just so fucking annoying.
Sure.
And honestly, it really feels like having someone like Aaron, who truly cares, and not only cares, but he's somebody who is like he's about it. A lot of people in LA they talk about things that they're gonna do, but working with somebody who's really about it and pushes me like, and not obviously in a figurative way, even just really like I try to, similar to you were saying before
Yeah.
um, about me reading the room, reading the temperature, DJs doing that in general. I feel like working with somebody who's at a certain level makes you want to hit that same spot
Hell yeah.
in an iron sharpens iron sort of way. So I feel like I've been very, very blessed to be able to work with someone like that. And yeah, man, it's definitely something that I didn't think would blow up like this. But I really appreciate just the ability to just, they always tell you when you first start DJing, like, if you can't get gigs, you have to start creating your own.
Yeah.
So, and that, I think, to me, like, that's not like an ethos of Sunsets, but that ethos to me derives suns or is we derive that from Sunsets. Like that
Yeah.
is while we were doing this stuff before Sunsets, just throwing parties, and we weren't even recording them at that point. We just wanted to get these reps in,
Right.
these parties, and the recording part obviously comes from the way society is right now and social media. But to me, as much as I love that and I love being able for people to see that, like there is a part of me that like you know I love the idea of us being
Yeah.
just gone and like
Yeah.
just us or us in like a fucking just somewhere else, and maybe you can flip a coin at us or something on your way out. But like just like keeping it more about the music. It's like it's funny, there's such a difference in like people standing forward and people like this, know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like it's like,
Yeah.
and like when someone's doing that with me now, I'm like, why are you looking at me, you fucking psycho? Like it's like, who are you? I don't even know you. But, like,
Yeah.
yeah, we're dancing. We're on a dance floor. It's kind of a party. And to
Yeah.
me, it's like I think again, you just don't have anyone to look at. You're not looking at the front anymore. It's that simple. It's like we are that simple of beings. And so for me, there's a part of me that like as much as I love the idea of being able to get ourselves more out there and anybody more out there, I do rather enjoy the anonymity of it all, and just being very like, again, just not trying to sell ourselves or sell myself. Just like, hey man, here's the music.
This is what we're doing. If you want to come through, come through.
That's right. That's right. You know, we just live in a society where we're getting sold everything outside of music in general, man.
Definitely.
I want to give these people a break from the please.
Everywhere's a mall. Instagram, social media, mall. Everywhere you look, mall. Everywhere, advertising. Everywhere. It's just a spending culture, and it's pretty fucked. And it sucks. Like, if it was a spending culture and everything was like $1, I'd kind of be down. But everything's so fucking expensive, and it's just like, you have to have the new thing. You have to have the new iPhone 17 or the new fucking whatever it is. So yeah, I think
XJ8.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, and so I think like kind of what you said about, you know, just being a space that's free, that's open for just, you know, anything, and just a space to hang out and be welcomed and just, you know, be able to just kick it. And I think it's really cool. And a lot of times, like the past times that I've been, for sure, it seems like people, like kind of how you said, the analogy to the bar where it's like people coming in and out, whatever. I think there's a lot of that ends up happening, whether it's like hikers or people going to watch the sunset or people probably going to fucking smoke or whatever it is. Like, there's just people that end up there, and then they end up hanging out, and it's like, okay, and then more people come and it's the homies and it's, you know, whatever, and everyone's just like kind of there together and having a good time, and I think that's great. But yeah, so how do you decide, like you said, you're booking, so how do you decide what DJs or artists or whoever you want to come out or be able to play or give that opportunity? Like, what are you looking for? Are people hitting you up? Are you hitting people up? What's that like?
All of the above. I can honestly say, like, I don't have, you know, I'm just starting out DJing myself, so I don't have a crazy amount of information, or not information, but I don't have a crazy amount of experience dealing with bookers, but I feel like I've learned a lot by doing so, because it's, you know, I get hit up a lot, which is great. Like, fucking love that. You want that, you know, and it's LA, right? Like, there is literally, like, my roommate's not a DJ, but I wouldn't be surprised if he told me one day he was. Like, it's just like, there's that many, you know. And then also, you know, obviously I want to, personally, I know I'm always trying to, and Aaron, I believe, I'm not speaking for him when I say this, but like, we both want LA talent, you know, homegrown. No one knows you, underground. That to me is fucking great. Whether you have, you know, a SoundCloud or not, like, to me, like, the only requirement, I guess, would be like for us to be able to hear you spin at first.
Yeah.
I will say that I get hit up a lot recently, and I've noticed a trend, and I remember, like, kind of just, you know, listening to these DJ videos across the web, and I feel like I need to say this as well, and what I learned from them is, like, ideally you should always go to the location that you want to DJ first before you
Definitely. Definitely.
And I know every time you can't do that, I definitely understand it. But especially if you're a baby DJ, you definitely want to, you know, like, you just want to show up first. You want to show up in person. You want to be available for the open decks, which we have sometimes. I mean, you know, it's, to me, like, that can't ever be lost. But I definitely am reaching out to bigger artists too, bigger DJs, ones that we know who are, you know, homegrown from LA for years, and just, you know, kind of like pay respects. As well as, you know, I'd be lying to you if I wouldn't say, like, oh yeah, we're reaching out to LA DJs who, you know, who've never had any, you know, online presence or something.
Right.
I can't say I've done that, but because I also don't know about them because they have no online presence. So, like, I'm in person, which I can't lie, I am very susceptible towards. There's been a few people who, like, you know, I've met and kind of just, like, just meeting them without them really displaying or saying that they're cocky or confident. their conversation, I could tell them DJing was cocky and confident. Like I could tell like they were legitimately active out here in LA and they really do this shit for real, for real.
Right.
And then obviously listening to their stuff, it's like great, but it's like sometimes the essence of somebody, you get that delivered more across when you're in front of them. So I feel like super helpful. But as far as any specific kind of artist, I mean, I know I definitely, and Aaron as well, definitely try to put more of an emphasis, at least, on women DJs, any LGBTQ DJs, black and brown DJs. But you know, we fuck with the white boys too, man.
Hey, so we fuck with the white boys too.
That's right, man. Like if you can spin, bro. Like honestly, like it's all about the music taste at the end of the day, right? Like obviously the basics are the basics and the technicalities are the technicalities, but at the end of the day, man, like, can you provide what we need and what we don't know we need yet? You know what I'm saying? And the musical selections to me, it's like that to me is one of the major parts of it, you know? Like, as far for a quick example, you know, obviously, like, bass music is super fucking in right now. Dubstep has made you know, Starling comeback, whether, you know, maybe it would never left, but, like, it's popping right now. Bass, dubstep, fucking...
Drum and bass.
Drum and bass, DMB,
rhythm, all that shit,
you know. So I can't say that our event typically features people who predominantly play that, or not predominantly, but who only want to play that. Because I know a lot of people who play that, but just don't only play that.
Right.
I'd say more some of the harsher stuff, more heavier stuff. I can't say I'm in love with, but I don't necessarily book based off of what I like. Right? Like I just think about like, okay, the crowd. So the crowd and the DJ. So if this is somebody that like I'm getting recommended from by somebody else, then it's easy because then I can ask them like, what's their vibe like? Are they somebody who will recognize? Because even though this might feel like a requirement to DJ, there are no fucking auditions for the most part, right? So if you're playing your heavier bass stuff or your heavier DMB or whatever, I just need you to know that if it's not going the way you planned, you're down to change it.
Right.
You know, like you're not down to like you're not gonna stand on your square
and keep playing it.
like it's like, you know, like explain again. If people are there, if people leave, then you've already fucked up. So play what you want. Damn, you already did it. You burned us. So just play what you finish it off at least. You know, but like I think all in all, like I don't like the idea of telling anybody what to play, so I try to stay away from that. And I've had a few homies who've played here so far with Sun.Sets who definitely can get into the DMB world, you know. So it's not like it's illegal or sacrosanct to play any of that stuff. It's more just about be smart about it. If you've shown up to the event first, you will know like how you can take. Because you know every now and then your boy will throw in a little DMB just to test it out, just to see. Like, okay, you still awake? You still awake around here? You know. So.
Oh man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Dude.
Yeah. No, that's funny, and kind of what you said. I had this guy on a little while ago. His name's Enzo Muro. Really dope dude, super cool. He's been doing this forever. He runs a party out here called You Know What LA. Super sick. Dope ass dude. But that's literally almost exactly what he said when I was like, what do you have any tips for people trying to get booked, blah blah blah, whatever. And he was like, there's so many people who just fire off like DMs like crazy and don't even know who they're messaging, don't even know if they fit the vibe, you know what I mean? Like, and I understand it for sure. Like, you know, you get trigger happy and you kind of just want to fucking message everyone, which is understandable, but like, there's no substance behind that. It's like fucking just blindfolding yourself and throwing a dartboard. Like, there's no method there. So I think like how you said, going places, meeting these people, talking to people, like even if it's not people that run the event, showing your face around there, meeting people, you know, it's just like being there. And then when you're talking about it, mention the time that you were there, mention something about it, you know, show that you will give enough, attention to it or what, you know what I mean? Just like being able to show that you care and you want to be there. You're not just trying to fucking get in anywhere. You know what I mean? And so I think that's what really matters.
Exactly, man. And again, like you said, it's especially with the way things have gone digital. Like, I understand the concept of like, you know what, man, like I'm just gonna spam this shit and hit everybody I know. But like you said, you just don't. There's no real connection. There's no real connection. And again, like sometimes, like I'd be lying to you. There's definitely people who DM'd us where I've checked out their stuff, and I'm like, oh, you're pretty dope. Like, or you're pretty dope, and you have a good following. Like, I'd be lying to you if I said that didn't factor into it at all.
Sure.
At the end of the day, that's not the be all end all. And if I'm being honest again, like even that showed you, it's like, it's really the tunes, man.
Yeah.
And a big part of the showing up first would mean that you're not showing, like if you're trying to get me to get on or whatever, or get on a slot or anywhere, and then you give out like a rock mix. It's like, dude, this rock mix is dope, but you have not been here before, bro.
Yeah.
I think that this is something that like this would like suffice, for lack of a better term. Like this is just not kind of our vibe here.
Right.
Again, not saying nobody can, I'm gonna tell you to play anything, but it's like we don't play we don't play a lot of rock music, man. This ain't fucking Woodstock, you know. So it's just like, it's just like to me, it's like it shows respect when you're already coming correct.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're already coming correct. You don't just show up to a job and you just like you brought a sandal, a screwdriver, umbrella. Like I'm just in case. It's like, nah, man. Show up having known what you're here for, man.
Right.
Please, because just to make my life easier and your own life easier. This is something that you could take with you.
Definitely.
So
I'm loving all these analogies, bro. They're actually making my day. They're making my day. Yeah, so let's get a little bit more into kind of like a little more behind the scenes stuff. So what's more the practical side of like doing these events, setting up, getting the space, like finding the space, like, just a little bit more of the logistics and what goes into it.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because I think a lot of whatever this is in the industry, music, entertainment, like we often see the end result, not the first, second, third, fourth, whatever, all these other steps that took to get to that point.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as like us, like we got another joint coming up for Halloween, Dia de los Muertos, and our setup is gonna be I think 1 p.m. hypothetically, but we're gonna show up. We have a bus that we use from a homie's rock band.
Hell yeah.
He wasn't the one who sent me a rock mix, but we use his bus, and we load. We got our subs, our speakers, all our lighting, because we try to have like the lighting around the perimeter and in trees and other designs and whatnot, and we usually load that up. We have a fucking dope crew of homies who gracious enough to help us, and which I mean truly changes everything.
Definitely.
I think the first few, I don't know if it was just me and Aaron. Excuse me, me and Aaron. Maybe me, Aaron, another homie who's probably gonna hate me if he or she sees this video. I really have no idea who it was. They were a ghost. But it was extremely difficult. We were doing it once a week at first. So the first one, every Sunday for the month. That was crazy. Another good thing about having a partner like Aaron is level-headed enough to know we should not do this 4 times in a month. In my head, like, I agreed because my body was dying. I'm like, but I want to DJ all the time.
but I like it.
But I like it. But yeah, so and that was rough. Without the bus, we were, renting U-Hauls,
Right.
trying to figure out where to park the U-Haul at night after a certain time, after 10 o'clock. Most of these places around us close up as far as like maybe like not storage units, but just like a parking garage to park
Right.
the truck in or the U-Haul in. Stuff like that was really a lot. Another big thing that we dealt with, I'd say technically still dealing with, but like it feels like it's under control. But permits,
Yeah.
obviously, that shit is expensive and incredibly frustrating to get around the red tape and I mean like get around it in a way where like no one even seems to care that we're doing this.
Right.
But it's still so hard to find out somebody who cares about anything when it comes to this. It's like just permits and stuff like that. Like
Right.
it just didn't feel like it felt like this has to be sabotaged because how slow this is moving. These people must hate this. Wrong. They just don't care.
Right.
Not like bigger fish to fry. So we're gonna prove how much you care because we're gonna send you loops and loops and loops, and you're gonna be the one to decide how much you care. So that's been really interesting, and we've definitely had a few run-ins with Johnny Law. That was fun. A few helicopter, that was dope. Like 15 cops. And we had our speakers stolen in that fracas.
Bro.
It was pretty crazy. It was a learning lesson, man. It was a big learning lesson.
Still pushing through though. Hell yeah.
That's right, man.
Hell yeah.
Yo, the next day, bro, Aaron hit me. He's like, "Yo, like I'm looking, because we still had enough speakers,
right?
But like we didn't want to be in a situation where we don't,
right?
So the next day, he's like, "Yo, let's cop some new ones." I'm like, as long as they're not brand new, I'm down. Them joints is expensive, but yeah, all in all, I'd say like setup wise, I'd say it takes us now. Now we're looking at like an hour now.
Yeah.
I mean, we got a lot of help, a lot of good homies, and I'd say like an hour, maybe an hour and a half, but I'd say about an hour to set up. Same thing, like loadout might take a little longer just because it's fatigue makes cowards of us all.
Yeah.
So it's like everything gets a little heavier.
Sure.
But yeah, I'd say that's pretty much the same, about an hour and a half. And I honestly, most of the prep for this, like just like DJing, to me at least, is not on the actual day. Like I tell people all the time, I'm like, dude, like how much DJing is not DJing? It's crazy.
For real. So many other aspects that come into it. It's like all the social media, all of the like making connections, networking, going to parties, like there's a lot of things that aren't finding music, like digging, like there's so many things that just aren't related to the actual craft itself. And like I tell a lot of people this, like it's really not that hard to learn how to DJ. Like it's really not. Like if you like producing, way different. That's mean it's still, if you put the time in and work, you'll figure it out. But just DJing, it's really not hard to really get into it and learn and actually be pretty good. So I think it's just all of the other things that come with it that no one, it gets talked about more now for sure. But I feel like for a while, no one talked about like being your own booker, being your own manager, being your own social media person, being your own photographer, being your own, you know what I mean? Like there's just so many hats that you have to wear to really make it now. And I think it's just like, people don't realize it. And I think you probably realize it more than most, running the collective, running all these different things, like still working a day job, like doing all this fucking rat race bullshit just to get to the end goal, which is really just having fun, throwing parties, chilling with the homies, playing music, and I think like, getting shut down, all these things, and still pushing through and continuing to, be where you guys are today is great. And I think you do have a lot of help from the community, from friends, from people who really see like where this could go and the trajectory that it has. And I think it's great, and it's nothing but to the moon. Like that's all I can fucking say, you know, like it's really got a lot of weight behind it, and I think it's just really going somewhere. But that leads me into my next question. Where do you really see this going, Sunsets going, everything going? Like, where do you want to be in the next year to two? Like, are you going to be doing collabs? Are you going to try and get some brand deals or sponsored events? Like, what is it like? Or are you just going to keep trying to push the homegrown, you know, family feel?
Man, that's a great question, dude. Man, I honestly like. There's a big part of me that is like, I am so anti-brand,
Sure.
but you know, everybody is until that. Like, I remember I didn't wear jewelry until one day I was fucking around on set, and I was like, this is probably like, you know, probably around in the pandemic, but yeah,
Yeah.
like 5 6 years ago. And I put some on, and I was like, "Oh shit, I kind of look good in this."
That shit hard, yeah, bro. I feel it.
And I was like, "Oh," and then I started, you know, and I never thought I'd ever wear jewelry.
Right.
But I said it to say, like, you know, it's easy. You know, it's easy for me now with no brand deal to say, brand deal, poo poo."
Right.
But no brands want my ass right now, so so it's easy to have that sort of position. So, you know, honestly, like, I'm not against it. It would just have to be the right ones that just fit with us aesthetically, morally, all that stuff like that. And then as far as, you know, collabs, definitely down to. I definitely want to do more collabs. I think that to me is also kind of integral to a big part of how these things go. I'll give you a quick story in relation to that, where we showed up one day to the Hill, and shout out Buoyant Bunch. We got there, and it was 4th of July, a big 4th of July deal, and another DJ collective was there.
Oh, word.
And, yeah, and it was just like, you know, it's like, what the fuck? Like, you fucking serious, bro? Like hell no, man. Like, and you know, we talked about it. Like, we're like, you know, amongst ourselves, it's like, all right, how are we gonna handle this? Maybe we could just move elsewhere. There's, you know, it's a huge park, plenty of room. And you know, we were just like, at the end of the day, we thought about it though, and just like, you know what, fuck this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, respectfully towards them, like, you know, and we basically were just like, yo, we asked them if we could, in the spirit of community, do this together.
Right.
You know, and they were totally fucking down, man.
Hell yeah.
Like, that shit warmed the fuck out of my goddamn heart. Like, I was like, what the, like, this is beautiful, because we don't know each other from fucking Adam, and they're playing, like, we had two different sounds that were, I won't say diametrically opposed to one another, but it was basically like some heavy bass, trance, dubstep, like stuff that like, and they weren't like shy about it. Like, they had these subwoofers, I'll never forget. They had them like, you know, Rasta style, like back in the day. You know, these subs strapped together and shit like
Ratchet
that.
strap, yeah.
God damn, these guys ain't playing around about this bass, bro. You know, and it was just great to be able to just like, you know, share the space with them, and really just in the spirit again of like, this is what we're here for, music.
Hell yeah.
Together. It would have been a shame if we would have, you know, it would have been a shame obviously if we would have started a commotion or whatever the fuck, but it would have even been a shame if one of us had to do their thing somewhere else. To me, doing it together, it's like, hey, this wasn't what we imagined. But at the end of the day, we're doing it together, and that's the most important.
No, I think that's cool. I think that could have gone a couple different ways. So the fact that it went in a way that was a gain for both parties, you know, and not just one and the other one, you know what I mean? So I think that's great. And I think, I mean, there is definitely a lot of community, you know, in this space of music, of electronic music, of all the different, you know, like, I feel like there definitely is a good sense of community through everyone, and everyone, you know, wants to be there for each other. And see each other succeed and keep pushing forward. And you know, there's so much bad shit that happens like in the fucking world, and I don't want to sound like you know, but it's just there's so much shit that happens, and it's like it's nice to just have a space or have somewhere or have something that you can go and do and not really have to hear the outside noise and just be able to, you know, be yourself, have fun, have a good time, and not be judged, not be, you know, whatever. And I think that all just comes back to just a big community of people who all like the same shit and all want to have fun and do it in a way where you can just be you. So I think that's really great. And yeah, man, I mean, I think this has been a great conversation. We're definitely getting into the end here. But yeah, I'll just do a couple quick fire questions for you. So what's been a track lately that you just been really liking, whether that's playing wise, whether that's just listening to it? Like what's something that has just really been doing it for you?
Oof. There's this sick man. I don't even want to say this one out loud, but I'm actually one of those DJs, dude. Like, legitimately, I feel like number one, every time we play music, it's fucking that is us giving that music out there.
Sure.
I didn't even make the shit, so I'm like, I can't be precious about it.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, hey man, take it, brother. Like, cause that is why I do this.
Right.
I will always get more. So, like, I'm not worried about getting more music. Like, I'm one of those people. I wake up, like, I know what day new music comes out, and I have since I was like 10.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I knew when they went from Tuesday to Monday to Friday. It's just, that's what I'm about. So for me, I'm never worried about that. But I'll say really quick, one is a remix of Black Eyed Peas, a UKG remix of Time of My Life.
Oh hell yeah.
That I've played a bunch, but whenever I play it, it goes off. It's legitimately
fuck yeah,
certified fucking banger. Standard. Like, it's not even like, everybody will literally be like, oh, what? They're in their heads at least. Oh, they're playing Black Eyed Peas, and then boom, and then it's just like, oh shit, this guy's on some other shit. That track, and then I've really gotten into. I've always loved these dudes before. Like, I think it's Chris Lake he redid Galvanize.
Yeah.
With the Chemical Brothers.
Yeah.
And I love Chemical Brothers, man. And I've been playing this Mamba version of Star Guitar by Chemical Brothers.
Hell yeah.
That I love, but I can't lie. I want to let this one out before I play it. I have I found this SoundCloud version of Star Guitar, but it's with Kaya's My Neck and My Back. And it doesn't feel like it should go together, but it really does. And it's a great. I feel like I love ending shit on a random ass track that has nothing to do with the story that I built up with. Like, to me, like, that is one of my favorite ways to end a set. Is like, oh yeah, this is out of left field, man. Like, that is the go home or I'm done. That's a kibosh. That is a curtain call.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's just a nice little accent sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, hey man, I have a story, but sometimes like the ending is very weird. The truth is never convenient. Let's go.
Oh man. What is a funny story, either from one of your sets at Sunsets, one of your sets just wherever? What's something memorable that like you just always look back on, or just is fucking funny?
Okay. I have so many. I'll give you one that we kind of broached earlier, where it was like, you know, the set of I think I mentioned where basically, yeah, I lost a crowd and, like, you know, with 2 songs, and I had I had a set in mind, but if I'm being 1,000% honest, I had spun the night before and I was fucking trash from the night before. It was too long. So then this next thing, I was just like, fuck, man, like, should I just spin what I spun last night? Like, that shit went off. And I was like, all right, cool. Like, you know, I'm barely keeping it together, so I'll do that. So
yeah.
Right before that set, I lost my USB for 30 minutes.
No.
Which totally freaked me out. But then at some point within those 30 minutes, maybe at minute 28, I was like, hold on, there's no way you lost this, dude. You probably hid this from yourself to avoid this exact situation.
Right.
That's exactly what I did. It was in my shoe. I was at the beach. I was like, and I made sure to put that shoe in my trunk. So I
And
did
the
not.
shoe's crazy.
Yeah, man. I was just like, nope, only I will remember this. Hopefully it's before my set. You could say I was trying to help myself up or trying to actively sabotage myself.
Hey, one or the other.
Exactly. But so with that being said, that set happened. I did those 2 songs. I was like, fuck, they weren't fucking with it at all. And then I changed it up, wrote them back in, and that was just like another sign of like, okay, cool, I can control these guys,
Right.
and I need to better prepare for my set. But then, as soon as I got off that, the homie who was running it, Pranit, shout out to Disconnect, he comes up to me and he's like, man, that was so dope. I had some people at first who were like, what the fuck is this? And then he was like, trust me, just wait. And I was laughing about that because I was like, man, I love how he had more belief in me than I did. I did not. I was super prepared just to play what I had played.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, fuck, what am I going to do now? You know? But the final kibosh or funny in this is right after he says this, he's like, also, I think the bus got stolen. Oh, what? Hold on. What do you mean the bus?
What do you mean the bus got stolen?
Yeah, like, what are you talking about, man? I'm still coming off the set. I'm trying to, all right, where's Aaron? and luckily for us, it was a false alarm.
Oh, God.
I guess they had, the bus, basically, we were at Dockwire. The bus had kind of disappeared into the mist of the night, at least from a certain vantage point, and eventually they found it. They just,
yeah. Couldn't see it.
It was a long night. But that was, coming off of my set, that was up and down, but still fun. And then getting that, I was just like, I don't think I have anything else in me to read. Like, I'm just like, blank. Please don't say those words anymore.
Oh, man. Well, yeah, dude, that's just about all I have for you. Let me give you a second to just fucking promo yourself. Tell the people where they can find you, where they can find Sunsets, what they got going on. Let me hear it.
Thank you. You can find me on Instagram, SwingGang89. I had to double check that. That is SwingGang89,
not 69.
That's cool, but not my username. No more upside down pineapples. Well, Sunsets will be back November 2nd. Halloween weekend is coming up shortly. Costumes hugely encouraged. Dia de los Muertos slash Halloween party. Come show some love.
And when are you doing these sunsets? How often?
We're doing sunsets once a month.
Okay.
So right now, November we are gonna chill just because of the holiday season. Everyone's schedules are kind of all over the place, but we'll be back in December for what I believe to be our final one of the year, December 6th, tentatively we'll call that. But yeah, we're definitely gonna close out this year strong. I'm gonna try to get some people in there. Obviously, some again LA mainstays, some homegrown folks, but definitely I'm shooting high. I'm aiming high with this. You know.
Bro.
Thank you so much.
And what's the Instagram for Sunsets so people can find it?
Sun.Sets.LA. It's Sun.Sets.LA.
And I'll link that. Everything will be down below in the bio, Instagram, fucking all the shits, all of the links, everything that you need. We'll put it all in one place.
Yes, sir.
So, you can stay connected. And yeah, man, this was fucking awesome. I know we've been talking about doing this for a little while, and I'm happy that we both found time, that we were able to sit down, about an hour. And yeah, man, this was fun. I had a great time. You're cracking me the fuck up. Yeah, this has been great. So yeah, I really appreciate you coming on. And yeah, everyone pop out Sunday. Let's get it.
Let's go.
All
Let's
right.
get it.
I appreciate it, bro. Yeah, have a good one.